I am Jo from MD Outdoors and welcome to another episode of Chicks and Tips. And today we have got the wonderful Alex with us. And Alex and I are going to be talking to you a little bit about bikepacking and how to get started with bikepacking. We're coming into the season for it, so it's a great time to go get out on the bike. So Alex, welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
No worries.
Just so to kick off, could you tell us a little bit about bikepacking for you and how you got started with it?
Yeah, so I used to live in the center of North Island, and there's a lot of easy bikepacking routes there, so some friends just told me to just get out and do it. And we have the timber trail and quite easy choices. So I just got started out there and I moved to Nelson 2 years ago.
Was that all?
But before that, I did a bikepacking trip here. So we started from Wellington. So we took the ferry.
Oh,
and
amazing.
Bikepacked over with that. And then took the bags off and biked in Nelson for a week. So never looked back. Yeah.
Oh,
it.
Awesome. So you're talking about bikepacking. What would you say bikepacking actually is for someone that doesn't know?
So bikepacking is like backpacking but with a bike. So it's quite easy to go from your hiking setup to a bike setup. You just need the racks and the bags and off you go.
And a good bike.
Yeah, and not a great bike. You just need any bike. Any bike will do. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then tell me a bit about some of the journeys that you've done.
So in the North Island, I did the Timber Trail, the Kawakawa, Waihaha Hut, Moerangi. There's quite a few.
Yeah.
But down here, it's the Mecca, I think.
Okay.
We have the Hifi track and the Old Ghost Road on our doorstep, and that's amazing. Like, we're quite spoiled for choice. Then we have other options like Copper Mine you can do it in a day, but you have the Great Day Trail where you can also do beautiful gravel, stay somewhere really nice, and then take it easy. We have one of the, I think some people call it the best bikepacking route in New Zealand, which is the Kahurangi 500, which links the Hifi and the Old Ghost Road and the Ramika Trail in Golden Bay. So it's a big loop. It's one I want to do someday.
Wow. Is it called the 500 because it's 500?
500, yeah, and I think people have tried to do it as fast as 48 hours or something. But 10 days or taking it easy and yeah, we're pretty spoiled for choice around here.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So
Yeah.
in terms of bikepacking then for you, is that more mountain biking as opposed to gravel biking? Can some people do bikepacking with road bikes as well?
So road bikes you can do the Great Day Trail, but yeah, usually you need a gravel bike. The wider tire for that gravel feels nicer. I do have a second bike that's for gravel, but the same bags go in the other bike. Yeah. So this is for anything like grade 3 above. Okay. So Hifi track and Old Ghost Road. But yeah, road bike I think it's pushing it. You usually want a wider tire.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And then for you, so could you just tell us a little bit about what it is about bikepacking that you love? Why do you like it?
I grew up hiking, and the older I get, my knees just keep hurting. So
I feel your pain.
So it's really nice to just put in the bike and have the same access to mountain views and stuff. You guys have done the Old Ghost Road walking.
I've walked
So imagine doing it in that, like, you just get there faster.
Yeah.
And then I used to hike. I grew up hiking, but I fell in love with mountain biking here in New Zealand.
Okay.
And when I knew you could do both, I was just like, holy hell. So I never looked back from there. Like, I love doing bikepacking missions. So that's maybe second reason I moved to Nelson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just to finally tick off Old Ghost, Hifi, those trails. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so if someone is looking to get started and bikepack for the first time, I know you're part of the Single Track Sisters. So there's a few women in that come through that maybe haven't bikepacked before. Do you have any tips for someone getting started?
Yeah, so we have a group called Single Track Sisters. Last year we did the Great Day Trail, and we had a pretty cool meet and greet here at MD Outdoors. and that was pretty great. So a lot of first timers, and so one of the first tips is to start somewhere where you don't need to carry camping gear. So we did the Great Taste Trail, and we stayed in a accommodation little lodge. I can't remember where it was, but you didn't have to carry linen or anything. So you just had to carry food and a stove. No, not even a stove, sorry, there was a kitchen there. That's quite beginner Great Taste Trail, but if you want to get into more backcountry, I think Olgos Road would be my choice, because you can pay for in and out, so you can just go up Lyle Hut and come back. And then there's all of the pots, pans, there's cooking equipment, everything. So you just need to carry food and a sleeping bag. So you can go as light as possible. That's my other tip, to go as light as you can.
Is that the kind of thing that you overpack?
Like hiking. Like hiking, you buy a 85-liter bag, you're gonna fill it with stuff. Same with this. If I know I need to go light, I will remove this, and then just make sure I have food and sleeping stuff, and then that also makes the bike lighter, so I can have more fun on the descents. Go light, and finally maybe just practice with your setup. You can go up the copper mine to the third house shelter and come back. I've done that a couple of times and changed some stuff and changed the angle of the levers and stuff. And as hiking, the fitter you are, the more fun you will have. So don't just go out and do a 50k mission. Like, just spend some time on your bike and practice in Coata Park, and that's.
I guess the weight distribution on bike makes a big difference.
For sure. So heavy, go low and heavy. So food stuff here. And sleeping stuff up in the front, and try not carry I've seen a lot of people, well, it's okay, you can do the hippie track with a backpack, but the more weight you put on your bum, the more you'll hurt. So I try to keep my back free of stuff, but
protect the bum.
But I think if you live and learn. Like, this is 4 years of learning, so
So sleep system, food, and then what do you tend to carry in the back here?
I would put normally the tent there. This would be my setup for winter. So I would just put more layers there. In this bag, I don't know if you can see that. It's the the Summit compression one. Because it's so hard to open, that stuff is for the hut. So sleeping bag, sleeping system stuff. I'll put my raincoat there as well. Sorry.
That's all right. There we go.
I'll put my raincoat there, and anything I might need during the day. Food down here. And sometimes we'll carry a bum bag and then just put more snacks in the bum bag stuff. And then I have the water at the bottom.
Perfect. And then safety stuff, do you have?
This is tools. Tools and snacks.
Most important.
It's all about the snacks. And I did this in the Olgos Road. I could fit 2 big beers here. So one for each night. So it's the essentials.
Priorities. Awesome, because I think that's one of the hardest things, is getting your setup right. Like with hiking, packing everything well into your bag.
But like hiking, like you change your gear over the years, and the way from when you started to where you are now, it's just you just adapt to what you prefer.
You end up getting smaller and lighter.
It helps to go the ultra light way, which I think you have most of the stuff I have, like the long and wide Nemo tensor.
I
think it's that one.
Mat.
This mat, and I have the Hornet Elite Osmo as well, which I can see over there.
Which is a really small tent that goes down super tiny. It's really light.
Less than a kilo for 2 people.
So 900 and something grams.
So going back to the tips, that's probably like share the gear with your mates. So you don't need to all carry the same tools. And the last tip for that, make sure whoever's carrying the tools is at the back. Because I ran into a group in the Olgos Road that the guy with the tools was at the front. And he was already at not Heaven's Door, the shelter before that. And there was a guy with a mechanical all the way down to Lyle Hut. They were not happy. But there was someone in between that like biked as fast as he could to get the tools to come back. So yeah, just
that's a good tip.
Extra tip. Yeah,
that's a good one. Awesome. So for you, because we just talked a bit about gear, what's your favourite bit of gear that you always take?
Oh,
that you can go without.
Favorite gear? Oh. I think I'm quite happy with my repair tools.
Yeah.
Which you honestly never know what tool you'll need out there. So just having that and the knowledge to use those tools, definitely key. My other favorite gear is my Injinji socks.
Yes.
I've never looked back, so I use them both hiking and backpacking. Because then I have the jandal, so then you have the toe socks, so it's perfect to use the jandals around the huts.
Yeah.
And I think my my luxury item would be my Nemo Philo pillow.
Oh,
That's
yes.
so good.
We have those pillows. We love them.
Yeah.
They're so cozy.
Yeah.
You actually sleep really well on them.
Yeah, and like I said, all of this gear is the same gear I use backpacking, so it's pretty cool that I get to
use it,
just put it on this and go. Yeah.
And then in terms of clothing and footwear, what do you tend to wear out on the trail?
Clothing is the same as hiking, so layer. And even if the forecast is sunny, take a raincoat. It also helps you with the wind. I don't know if you got wind up in Heaven's Door up in the Olgos, but it's pretty cold. So a raincoat would also shield you from that. But layer merino, merino long sleeve for the sun, and shorts. I've started using my chamois shorts, lycra, but then on top of it my hiking shorts, which are roomier, and then I can ditch the chamois in the hut and just use my hiking shorts. And shoes, I would definitely recommend bike shoes, because they work with the pedals and they're stickier than normal shoes. Even hiking shoes won't stick to the pedal really well, so your feet can be all over the place. So that would be maybe the one other item you might have to buy.
Yeah.
Proper bike shoes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then do you have any, because you've done so well at like getting all of your gear down into such small dry bags and stuff, and like it looks so like this is what you'd take for a few days. Do you have any packing tips?
Packing tips, well, just what we discussed. Make sure if you can't access it, you don't need it until the hut. Then food, quick access, and then any other stuff you need. Don't pack a lot. You don't need 3 pairs of socks. Don't be afraid to wear your stinky clothes the next day. And anything the clothes I wear at the hut is stuff I can wear on the bike if it's cold. So long johns and thicker merino. And the other thing is just make sure everything has at least 2 purposes. So like a buff, would either wear it on your neck or wear it in the hut as a beanie and all that. Like, just don't, pack light. I think that's covers it.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And then in terms of when you go out on your bikepacking, do you tend to go solo or do you go in a group?
I've done a few solo missions. In the North Island, I did a couple with my dog, which was great. And then here, I've been doing definitely in a group, and at least 2. I've done the Olgos with a friend, and it was great. Like I said, like we keep an eye on each other, and it's safer to go with someone. But keep an eye on the Single Track Sisters Facebook group. You can find us there, and that's where I usually post if I'm up to something. Preparing for this, I was looking into the Hifi hut. I was like, oh, maybe we can just go up, because you can stay 2 nights in any hut. So you can go up to the James Mackay and then spend the night, and then the next day you can go to the West Coast and back. Spend another night and then come back. And that way you take off that car logistics
that's a good
component. But all of these missions, we post them in the Single Track Sisters Facebook group. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And then if someone's getting started with like routes locally, you talked about doing the Taste Trail, and then now we're coming into winter, it's a good time for Old Ghost and Heathy.
Yeah, so the Old Ghost is open throughout the year, and the Heathy opens from May to end of November. So the closer to autumn and closer to summer is like the best period, because I mean it can get cold, but I've done it in November. It was just beautiful, like t-shirt weather. And yeah, those two, well, they're both, is the Old Ghost the Great Walk? Can't remember. Yes, so they're both fully, the huts are amazing. It's warm, and you also only need like a summer sleeping bag so then that makes your packing gear lighter, so you don't even need that back there. Yeah.
And also, I guess it's like building up to feeling confident doing that level of trail when you're getting started as well.
They're not. The Heathy can be a little bit more technical. The Old Ghost Road, I know they built a new beeline on those stairs.
Yes.
You definitely have to be an intermediate rider to get up on those two trails. But like I said, Old Ghost, you can just go in and out, at least have a taste, and don't feel like you need to do the whole thing. I've done it a couple of times where for day users, you only, I think, donate like $20. So we've just gone to Lyle and gone up to Heaven's Door and back. Last year in winter, I went up to the shelter and back in a day, and you just get that out there.
Just give it a try. And I guess if you start going for the day anyway, then you're building up, like carrying everything on your
so
bike and stuff as well, and practicing.
For the day, I would just take this spray bag and pack a good lunch and just stop. And the Old Ghost, both of them, they have a lot of water sources, so you don't need to carry 3 liters of water. So you just one water bottle, get your filter if you use one, and then just there's, I don't know, maybe 10 water stops and all goes towards Lyle Hut.
And then are there any good websites that you use to find new bikepacking routes and trails, or do you just use?
I Google it. I usually Google it. There's apps. There's bikepacking.com, which has that Kahurangi 500 and has other bikepacking roads in the Rainbow. Oh, there's that Rainbow.
Rainbow Road.
Yeah, Rainbow Road to Molesworth, is it?
That looks awesome.
Yeah, that's in my bucket list too.
Yeah.
That one is gravel, so I would use the other gravel bike. But there's a lot of options. There's the Waka Marina track where you can park, and then you get to the hut. It's like 2 hours biking, and then you can stay there and then offload your gear and then hike the bike and then do the downhill Waka Marina track.
Okay.
Back to the hut and back out. Like, there's so many choices, but that the dock website would be another one. There's a few resources on nelsontasman.nz too.
Oh, awesome.
And we're hopefully loading a bit more of content on bikepacking there.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So Alex works for Nelson Tasman Regional Development Agency, so there's just a little...
Oh, hi Shannon!
Oh, there we go. She's joining. So you're going to have some more resources on the website there. That's great.
Yeah, we were hoping to build a beginner's guide and just some suggestions. Then there's also tourism operators like Scottish Express that you can rent gear from. So you can rent these racks from him.
Okay.
And I think you can rent them from Rider 18. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, we'll hopefully have that information there. We'll share it with you guys. And you said we maybe do your... backpacking list into a bikepacking list, and then you can find it at MD Outdoors.
Yes, we'll do a little bikepacking gear list for you. That'll be great.
Awesome.
Great. Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, we got it all. Any questions?
So.
Any questions, Shannon?
She says yes, Alex.
Oh, good. All right.
Okay, cool. We'll probably leave it there. That's probably all we have time for. Someone said, moving to Nelson in a few days. Can't wait to make new friends up there and do some adventures.
Awesome.
Come
Join
say hi.
the Single Track Sisters Facebook group, and any gear needs and delicious. Oh, you have fire plug.
Yeah.
Freeze dried food is my other tip. Pack light. Come get it here.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you so much for coming in. Really
No worries.
appreciate it.
No worries.
Or coming in. Hope you have some great bike packing trips over the winter coming up.
Yeah. Maybe you guys will join at one.
Yeah, I know Emma's dead keen.
Yeah. Sounds good.
And tune in next time. We will see you soon. Cool. Thank you so much. See ya.
See ya.